Torrential rains and severe flooding wreaked havoc across Guangdong, one of China's leading economic hubs, causing major disruptions in transportation and prompting mass evacuations.
看见没有？这车一辆一辆的，全淹了。然后水到我这儿，我搁这慢慢往家走了。
According to reports from state-run media on Thursday, the relentless downpour drenched the region, forcing authorities into emergency action. In some areas, rainfall exceeded 100 millimeters in just a short span, overwhelming infrastructure and flooding dozens of townships and sub-districts. The impact on transportation was significant, with rail services between the major cities of Guangzhou and Shenzhen grinding to a halt. Additionally, at Guangzhou Baiyun Airport, over 55 flights experienced delays of more than an hour as officials scrambled to manage the situation. In response to the escalating crisis, local authorities initiated large-scale evacuation efforts, moving over 86,000 residents to safer locations. These preemptive measures were taken to mitigate risks posed by rising floodwaters and ensure the safety of those living in vulnerable areas. As the region continues to grapple with the aftermath, emergency services remain on high alert for further developments. Since the onset of this year's flood season, China's major rivers have witnessed an unprecedented series of 25 significant flood events, the highest recorded since data collection began in 1998.
这个大石庙镇村里头，哎，
这边过水，那条道全是水，
是不？别让人走了，赶紧把人疏散，别让人往里走了，赶紧疏散出来。
This alarming trend underscores the severity of extreme weather patterns sweeping across the country. According to officials from the Ministry of Water Resources, both northern and southern regions have been battered by relentless heavy rainfall and catastrophic floods. During a press conference on Monday, ministry officials highlighted the grave challenges facing China as climate-related disasters grow more frequent and intense. The nation has been grappling with the fallout from these weather events, which have tested the resilience of infrastructure and emergency response systems.
膝頭水都唔止啊！汪洋咁啊！ 冇啦。
These floods not only pose significant risks to communities and economic assets, but also strain China's water management strategies as they attempt to cope with this prolonged and hazardous flood season.
大石庙桥头发暴雨了啊！那个外面车别回来了，还堵外头了，里边车也别出来了，所有车全淹了，马上淹上来了啊！都到不要里开车了，出去跟朋友不要往里开车了。
Large-scale flooding occurred more frequently than annual average, with some 30 rivers across the country exceeding historical flood levels. Major floods were recorded 13 times in river basins, including tributaries of the Yangtze River, Yellow River, Hui River, and Pearl River. This year's flood season has brought an alarming rise in the frequency and severity of natural disasters across China. Among the most notable incidents are the breaching of embankments in Yunnan, Hunan Province, the collapse of a highway bridge in Shangluo, Shaanxi Province, and widespread flash floods and mudslides in various regions. These events have underscored the escalating complexity and intensity of the country's flood control challenges, according to Wang, a senior official addressing the issue. Currently, the Wusuli River in Heilongjiang Province, which borders Russia in northeast China, is experiencing severe flooding. Authorities are bracing for the possibility of secondary disasters triggered by ongoing heavy rainfall, with further complications expected from potential typhoon impacts.